Hello.
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 Perfect.
Please tell me we're recording all that
Yeah,
time.
of
Yes.
course.
Wait, hello.
I'm back.
It's the good chat, a good place to have a good chat about the good place.
Nice. Welcome to the Good Chat, a good place to have a good chat about the good place. I'm Anusha Chevy.
I'm Kieran Kraft.
And I'm back! I'm Soly Heck! And it's been 2 long weeks and I missed you guys. Well, it's only because Liam Neeson found you and
Liam Neeson found you and untaken
he
you.
untookened her.
Oh, he untakened me from university and the hellhole of exams.
Yeah, and she's finally here. So, yay! The family's back together!
Yay!
We are family. Soly, Anusha, Chevy, and me.
Ooh, that's good.
That was great.
That was
I like
really
that
good.
my full name made it for some reason.
Because I needed extra syllables.
Sure.
Mine was too long. Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
This week, we're chatting about Season 3, Episode 6, titled A Fractured Inheritance, directed by Beth McCarthy-Miller, written by Cassia Miller.
Aw, I wonder if they're...
I was literally about to say, I
wonder
wonder
if
if they're
we're
related.
related.
I wonder if we're related.
Oh, we are.
We're all human beings from the
We all have a
stars.
fractured inheritance.
Oh,
Deep,
deep.
if you think about it.
Wow. I mean, I did relate a lot to some of the stuff that was going on
I
in there.
know, right?
So, like, hey,
I know.
let's get into it, guys.
Let's do it. Sibling dynamics.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Before we continue, it's time for the 30-second recap.
Yay.
Now, normally we do rock, paper, scissors to determine it,
Yes.
but given that someone has missed, 3 episodes,
Yeah.
someone is going to be
Yeah.
doing the 30-second
And
recap.
by someone, we mean
Fine.
Soly.
I'm amazing at them. Fine.
You sure about
I've
this?
never done one, but I'm amazing at them. And
Okay.
I'm sure everyone will agree.
Okay,
Are
so,
we all ready for this?
yeah, I've
Yeah.
got the timer set up.
Cool. Hold it up.
You ready? We'll be beginning
I'm not supposed to be ready, but okay.
in 3, 2, go.
So they've split up again. Michael and Eleanor are gonna go see her mom, who's faked her death because they need to resolve that storyline. And Tahani and Chidi went to go and help her sister because she's got issues too, probably if Tahani has them. In the meantime, Jason and Janet walk around. Oh no! And Price Art. They both resolve the storylines, and everyone becomes closer and better people.
Really?
Oh, wow, nice. Extra time.
Really? I mean,
I
really? I feel like there was a lot of stuff missing from that
I was
recap.
leaving gaps open for you guys to fill. It's good world
Sure,
building. I was
sure.
leaving
Wait,
room.
They resolved that story. How? How did they resolve it, though?
Exactly.
Are we gonna talk about it
See?
now?
Exactly.
We might as
You're
well.
welcome.
Okay, I may have been distracted by looking at the timer, but did you mention Eleanor's story, like,
Yeah.
in any detail,
No,
really?
she
No,
didn't.
I said that.
She said Michael and Eleanor
No.
go somewhere.
No, I said because her mom faked her own death. That's a detail. That's
Okay,
totally.
yeah, but we
That
found that out last
we found that
episode.
out last episode, though, so that's
We
not
need
actually
fresh
it.
deets.
I think that was a bit of a fail recap.
Let's expand the recap. This is the section where we expand the recap.
Yeah.
Which we do always do. Let's
Yeah.
not-
Sure.
We're just piling on you because we've had to do it the last 5
Yeah.
episodes.
Okay.
So we had Eleanor and Michael went to Eleanor's mother.
Yeah.
The amazing, what was the actress's name?
Leslie Grossman.
Leslie Grossman, who
So great.
You might have seen her on Popular. You might have
Yeah.
seen her on other things.
What happens is that Michael and Eleanor go and find Eleanor's mother, who has now taken up her stolen identity, Diana Truman, who is also Eleanor's...
Diana Tremaine.
Tremaine. She finds that her mother is living with Dave, who is a seemingly lovely guy and has a daughter.
A boring suburban white dude.
And who's an
Sick
architect,
man.
and Michael gets along with him.
they're
In the
also
meantime, Tahani is going to meet her sister Kamilah at her art auction while she tries to apologize and have a reconciliation moment with her sister, and it doesn't work out. In the meantime, Jason and Janet are bonding.
Yes.
Love that.
That was the most important part, which is why I described that the best.
Yes. Eleanor doesn't believe that her mother is a good person anymore. She thinks she's 100% faking it because they're Arizona dirtbags. So she's trying to figure out where her mum's hiding her stash of cash.
Which I really related to.
Yes. And going back to Kamilah and Tahani, Chidi tries to
By the
help
way,
her
audience,
out.
she's not doing this from memory. She took notes, which is why she's
Shut
like...
Yeah.
Well, no, the fact that you're, like, matching it up to, like, where they changed the act
Yeah.
breaks, I'm like, okay, no, like, I would have just said each storyline
Yeah.
separately, but you're literally following the episode, so I'm
You
like...
can see why this would not have squished into 30 seconds.
Okay, I mean, you didn't need to give me away, okay?
No, she's a genius.
Could have just, and we could have.
No, you're right. It was obvious from you're
this
right.
out.
You're right. It's obvious from your last few recaps that you cannot do this much from memory.
Rude. I've obviously taken over 30 seconds. Let me finish. So Eleanor's jealous of the kid. She obviously has issues there. Turns out that her mum's actually changed and things are good. Dave actually knows about her mum. Michael and Eleanor have like this weird moment of trying to be father and daughter. It's great. And then everything turns out good with her mum. Tahani and her sister get along. They figure out that it's actually their parents that are dicks the entire time.
As any good psychologist will tell you,
It's
Soly.
always the parents.
The parents being wankers.
It's always the parents being wankers. And then at the very end, Michael finally tells Eleanor that Chidi and her had fallen in love and things are interesting.
That's this episode's turn. She
Yes.
finds out. I forgot that she didn't know. Like, because they all squished together. So, yeah, I forgot that they literally started from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did also like when they were like in that car when it was Michael and Eleanor together in the car, and she was talking about how she never told any boyfriend that she loved her. No. It's very sweet,
Yeah.
but I was convinced that next episode she's going to meet Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, is that your crazy conspiracy theory prediction, Karen?
I don't think that anymore, but that's what I was convinced was going to happen.
Oh
For
no.
a
You
second.
thought Michael was going to turn to her and be like, Eleanor, I forgot to tell you this. I set up a meeting with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that was the turn for the episode. We're like, oh my god, twist. She meets her idol.
Oh my
No, it's
goodness.
cheating. It's always cheating.
It's no, I do still want Stone Cold Steve Austin to like have a cameo this season.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Time for an ad break.
Yep. Dee-dee-dee-dee-doo.
Bring. Hello. Oh, what's that? Friendship? It's me, Soly. What's that? I can pick you up at any great retail store. Friendship. It's valuable. Spend some quality time investing in it. Like you would stocks. The end.
Friendship, it can be yours for only $14.99 a month.
Subscribe now. Subscribe now.
Subscribe now using the offer code TheGoodChat.
Where do you enter it? Ask your friends.
Exactly.
That's what real
Oh wait, you don't
friendship's
have any
about.
friends to start with? Oh, I can see how that would be difficult to get started.
Oh my goodness,
Dial
guys.
0900 friends for a friend to be sent to you.
For a friend to be sent to you.
Your first friend is free.
And that's the end of the ad segment.
Oh my.
Do. Here's what I want to talk about. Leslie Grossman. Because
Yeah.
I feel like she's so good. She does like that one thing, but she does it so well.
Yes.
It's like how you get Jack Nicholson to play an angry character. You get Anthony Hopkins to play like this old wise character. You get Leslie Grossman to play that character.
I'm
because
loving
she
these
is the
examples.
best.
Yes, 100%. You're painting a picture.
But
Yeah.
that's it. Like those people, like Anthony Hopkins and like Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
they do a very specific thing that can be in all sorts of broad situations.
Yeah.
But like they drill into a single thing really deeply, and I think she does that with like that sort of kind of gross female character, and also like dirtbag women in general, we don't get enough of. Like this is one of the things that American Vandal did quite well as well.
Yeah.
Is like dirtbag characters who are like, you would not want to actually be friends with them, but they are so entertaining to watch.
And like sympathetic, and you get them as an audience.
Exactly. And it's like, they could do almost anything because they're so cartoonish, and yet you completely believe it.
Yeah.
And like, we don't get enough women like that. And like, Leslie Grossman, she does that so well.
And she's been doing it since like the 90s or whatever. So she's one of the first.
Exactly. And like, this is one of the things about the show. They get such good like guest actors on.
Yeah.
And like, not even necessarily like big names. They just get people who are so perfect for the role.
Yes.
And like, whether that's the random Swedish guys, I assume they were Swedish.
Yeah.
It seems like that.
Or French.
It sounded Russian.
I don't think they were speaking
we
French.
all think it's different.
Well, Jamie
languages.
could talk to them, so it was
Some kind of
that's why
European.
that's why I assume French, because they had
No,
established
wait,
that
they're
Jamie
in
could speak-
Hungary. They're probably speaking Hungarian.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, duh. Guys, they're in Budapest. Doi,
They're in
doi,
Budapest.
doi. Okay.
They're Hungarian.
Cut all of that out.
No,
I
keep
got
it
to sound smart.
Chidi can speak Hungarian? What?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is why he's really smart.
Well,
He
I
can
could
speak
almost buy him speaking Swedish for some reason, just because I imagine like that working for some reason in my head. I don't like imagine him speaking Hungarian.
Is it because in your head you're like, Swedish is more famous than Hungarian?
Maybe, but I'm like, for some reason I just have it more tied to like Swedish universities, and like Swedish academia is like slightly more widespread.
Okay, off topic.
shots
Off topic.
fired at
Let's keep
Hungary.
going. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's avoid any like
We're not
generalized
gonna start
statement.
any
Fired at
international
Hungary.
domestics right now, guys.
You know what's hungry? I'm hungry.
Oh my god.
But just going back to it, I think, Leslie Grossman, just to close it out, she's amazing. She does the female dirtbag so well. But like, there was still like, you could feel the emotion of like when she was like wanting to be good as well. And like, that is such a nice moment, and that's such a good thing to have in this show. Because like, there are some people, it actually really toes the line, this show, of having dirtbags who want to be good and dirtbags who don't. And like, there are moments where they do the exact same thing, but you can tell the difference. Like, the difference between Donkey Doug and Pillboy.
Yeah.
Like, Donkey Doug, you could believe that he's not really able to be saved, but Pillboy was. And now it's just the same. Like, you can believe that like, Eleanor's image of her mother can't be saved, but when her mother like finds this thing, then she can be. And that's it's such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to talk about.
Aww. Here's what I want to talk about. It is no surprise in the world that I am in love with Tahani,
Aww.
specifically Jamil. She is incredible, and as an Indian woman who lives in another country that is not her country of origin, in other words, an immigrant.
Wow. Thank you for teaching us
You're
what that word
welcome.
means.
And that's your word of the day. Immigrant.
You're
The
welcome.
more you know.
I obviously have not seen a lot of people like me on television before, and she is that person who I am like, holy shit, this is incredible. You're not holding up to any stereotypes, which is usually what Indian characters are reduced to. Sorry, I shouldn't even just be saying Indian. Could be Pakistani, Iranian, like any
South
Asian person in general. And the relationship between her and her sister is so special for me because they're both like well-educated, well-off people who have, it's not about their background of their national identity or anything like that. It's about their messed up family, which everyone can relate to. And that's super exciting. And I particularly love the fact that, like, their parents are dicks. Like, they're assholes. And the sisters have been pitted against each other their entire lives. And they didn't realize that deep down that they could be allies against their parents.
Yeah, that they felt the same way.
That they felt the same way, and that Tahani is able to see, finally, that her sister is, like, showing her vulnerability through her art. And that's something that Tahani hasn't been able to understand because she thought it was another way that her parents have pitted her against one another. And like layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of this dynamic of these two sisters who we originally just thought hated each other. But actually, no, it was psychologically really deep, intense. And like the flashback moment of seeing their parents sitting on that couch facing them going, we're gonna time you and you're gonna paint a picture and one of you will have it showcased at our like family thing and the other one will be burned. Like
saying it all with a smile. What's wrong with that?
And then the girls just having to go, yes, mother and father.
Are they sociopaths? Like, I don't understand what's wrong with them.
Oh my god, so dark.
In terms of like bad people who don't want to get better and who you don't see ever getting better. Yes. Tahani's parents.
Yes.
Also, I wondered because I was watching that and I was like, is there a shade here of, like, Asian parents be harsh AF?
Well, I mean, I felt like it wasn't just the Asian parent side of thing. I think it was, like, a rich, upper class sort of a thing. So it didn't matter that they were Asian. It was the fact that they have money and they're able to... It was the fact that they were bourgeoisie pigs. Yeah, and they're able to control other people's lives. And they've done that for a very, very long time, clearly. But, I mean...
I totally, wanted to get your input on that because I think if they were East Asian parents, then I'd be like a typical, like, tiger parent, whatever, dynamic. But because it wasn't, and because they're so, like, super high-class British, I did understand that that's probably more where it was trying to come from.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that they are Asian people who are really, really rich in Britain. Like, full stop, that's, like, not a thing that you hear about in the real world.
Are they going to be the stars of the next movie, Crazy Rich South Asians?
Oh my god,
yes!
Please,
South Asian.
Please. I would love to audition for that movie, please.
Oh my god, you could be the Aquafina character!
Yes! I 100% will do that.
Star.
Yes. Okay.
Cool.
So we figured out the future. Of Tahani's parents.
We'll do a bonus episode outlining that story.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love their relationship. I love the fact that, like, she and Kamilah, like, you can see that they come from the exact same place, but they're, like, such different characters and they've reacted to it in such different ways. It's also, like, again, to bring it back to, like, the subtlety of the show, it's like, they're both people who were driven by insecurities given to them by their parents to be the best that they can be and to be amazing people, and yet they do that in extremely different ways based on their, like, different character types. And it's like, if you just, like, wrote these things down on paper, they would seem like they're exactly the same character, but they aren't. And the fact that they're able to, like, show that is so good.
Yeah, good point.
100% agree. And the fact that, like, you know, I mean, Camillah's a very her creative side has fostered, like, this really amazing way for her to portray what's been, like, hurting her her entire life. And because they've been pitted against each other, that's what's gotten Tahani to try and match her sister always. And if their childhood were any different, I could actually have seen Kamilah being, like, a caring guiding figure for Tahani instead, and showing her, like, this is how I'm going to do my work and this is what I see, and let me help you out, as opposed to we're going to fight on every single thing that we do.
Yeah, everything is points.
Hey,
everything
is points. Hey.
This is a question that may have already been answered in the show. Are they twins?
No.
Who's the older sister? Camillah's older? Because when they were showing them as the younger kids, they did not look that different in age. And so I was wondering, like, are they supposed to be the same age?
I don't think they're, like, too far apart from one another, but Camillah's the older sister.
And, like, the actress Kamilah, especially in this, looks so much younger than her.
Really?
Not like, significantly, because Jamila is, like, gorgeous and ageless, but it was still, like, I think it's also partly because she's slightly shorter and Jamila is gigantic.
And the styling, maybe.
Yeah.
Styling and height.
Something about it just made her look... I think it's also that she's doing the more, like, edgy look as opposed to the, like, refined, elegant
and I think,
broadcaster look.
I think what actually makes her look younger in this episode is that we're seeing a vulnerable side to her. Like, the only time we've ever seen Kamilah is her being the posh, like, edgy person that's being praised for her work, right? Whereas now she's having to confront emotion from Tahani saying, I'm sorry, and she's going, no. The reason why I felt like I really connected with this dynamic is because I also have an older sister, and I know that we've probably been pitted each other. No, not probably. We have been pitted against each other in certain ways as well. Like, you always get compared to your older siblings.
I know.
In
As
one
an
way or
older
another,
sister,
right? Yeah, sure. So this is not a sob story. Like, don't worry about it. I'm okay. Me and my sister get along fine. We're good. But, like, I can also really relate to, you know, feeling inferior in so many ways to your older sister who gets, like, all of this praise for doing things incredibly. And if you don't have within yourself the confidence to be able to go, I don't need your approval to know that I'm worthy, then you see where Tahani gets that from, right? And where both of them do. And having them go, oh, that sucks, and our parents were wankers, and I'm so sorry. Like, so beautiful.
Thank you for taking it to a real place, Anusha, because here's what I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
Not every person who has a secret stash of runaway money is a con artist, okay? Okay.
Soly, what are you trying to
What
hide?
are you trying to tell us? Are you an Arizona trash bag secretly, and you haven't told us this entire time?
West Auckland trash bag!
Yeah! I mean, it might as well be the exact same thing.
No, because, okay, so I was like, I really relate to Leslie Grossman's character, because sometimes you just need, like, I thought psychologically, this is her way of coping. It's like people who hide packets of cigarettes around the house when they're trying to quit. Like, you need a safety. And I was like, gosh, like, I'm glad, like, she had it for all that time. So it's probably time that she did start giving it up. But I was like, gosh, that's going from all this runaway money to, like, no runaway money is really, like, major for someone if you think of it as them getting rid of their coping mechanism, you know, of their, like, safety net. Because clearly Leslie Grossman has, like, her character, has issues with, like, trust, and that's why she's a bailer. That's why she's so much like Eleanor, because Eleanor also has a bullshit radar, because she's been screwed over so many times by her mother, and so Leslie Grossman was probably screwed over lots too. So of course she has like, cushion.
They talk about that, right? Eleanor says, I want to stop the cycle of awful mother-daughter relationships. Like, you don't have to do this with your new family now. Which is really quite like a huge breakthrough in terms of, like, cutting a cycle that's been toxic for a family for a really long time.
It's a huge breakthrough, and I like it, and I especially like that she was like, you should use the money for something good, like buy your, you know, new daughter something, like invest in her future, put it in a college fund. I was like, yes, because when I got rid of my runaway money, I put it in the bank.
What you were saying about how, like, she going from, like, having all this runaway money to no runaway money. Ugh. Going from having all this runaway money to none of the runaway money. That's hard to say.
Say that 10 times fast.
Just say cash.
All the cash to none of the cash. I think you're right. It's like an addiction. It's that she, like, has this way of operating that she's used to. So breaking out of that habit is really difficult. Yeah. But now she's got a thing that, like, gives her enough reason to try. And the thing about addiction is, like, people constantly fail. That's part of giving up an addiction. That's part of, like, you know, beating any drug habit or smoking habit, is that you are going to fail and fall back. And it's just you have to keep going.
Yeah.
So this is actually a very, like, relatively healthy addiction to have, is, like, you know, saving runaway money, because, like, all that's going to happen is now you have all this cash that when you, like, get the strength back to go, no, actually, this is fine. I can stay here.
Yeah.
I'm strong enough to do it. Sweet. New present for my kid.
I know. It was the best coping mechanism in the world. I mean, the stealing from his wallet. Well,
I was just about to say, I don't think you can say that this is a relatively healthy way.
Like, if it was her own money.
Because no, yeah, exactly. If it was her own money, it would be fine, but she is stealing.
Like, and
she is also ruining other people's lives by running away.
Yes.
And
I wasn't saying that she should run away. I'm saying that, like, if the
Out of all of-
saving the
yeah.
money
Oh,
is the thing.
yeah. For sure. But also,
Also, if she's stealing his money and then buying his daughter a present, I mean, it's still, like, it's more grey than if she's just stealing his money.
It's fine now.
It's fine now.
now
Yeah.
that we've decided we're gonna do something good with
Also,
it.
he likes dangerous women.
Yeah. He's
which
fine
we
with it.
only find out later on, though, which is great, though. I really
But,
like
like,
that.
you of course
Yeah.
know. Like,
Yeah.
from the very first moment you meet him, you're like, this dude is into some stuff.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why he's
Oh
with
yeah.
Leslie
You
Grossman.
trying to be like all innocent up in here? Nuh-uh. We
and
know
her.
you've got
I
a.
thought the Apple Watch joke was funny right away, but then it came back to he thinking Apple Watches are edgy.
Oh my
I was
God.
like,
No,
that's
no.
such good payoff.
No, it
Avril
wasn't the watch.
Lavigne.
It was the band.
It was
the
the
watch
band.
What?
Because the
it
black
was-
band with, like, the spikes in it.
Yeah. That's why he said, "What am I, Avril Lavigne?"
I didn't get it. I thought it was
Oh
just
my
him being
God!
like, what am I, a
you
young
don't.
person?
You are not one of us. What era did you
I have
grow up
bad
in? Come
eyes.
on.
I have
Come
bad
on.
This is why we watched it on the big TV.
I didn't notice the spikes. Sorry, guys. Wow, what if my eyes were like, that's normal. That's fine.
That's regular fashion.
Yeah.
Super regular.
Any leftover notes?
So, I really, really, really love Michael in this episode.
Oh, he's so good.
so
Yeah,
cute.
he's so cute.
Eleanor trying to be her dad.
I know. What I
Oh my
wrote
God.
in my note was literally, Dad! Exclamation marks.
Yeah.
Dad jokes. Dad's getting along.
Yeah, it's so good.
You're not my real dad.
And that like they love the margaritas, and he's like, I'm not even a tequila guy, which is also quite hilarious because he as in Ted Danson is a sponsor for Smirnoff now.
Oh, okay.
I
Now
found it quite funny.
Thank you. That makes me appreciate the joke more.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anusha.
I found that quite hilarious. Yeah, and him and Dave becoming pals because they're architect buddies.
Oh my god,
And
the
then-
architect
and then-
dad.
And
gives
then
him
Michael
his-
forgets the bathroom
Yeah,
in his design.
he gives
It's
him his plans for a neighborhood.
Because I definitely use the bathroom. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha ha ha.
Aw.
It's so adorable. Yeah, his line was, I definitely love sitting on the thing and shooting one out. You get it.
Ew! That imagery was perfect. I was like,
It's
ew!
so funny. It's so funny. Also, another one of my favorite moments was when Eleanor's mum's like, you're basic.
And she's
And
like,
No,
then-
Mum,
no,
you're
Mum,
basic.
You're basic.
no, but she said it like real
But-
measured. She was
yeah.
like, yeah,
You're
basic.
basic.
Oh. Yes, basic in a good
So
way. I wrote
good.
that too.
I
was
love
like,
that. I
wow.
loved that.
Because all the basic benches out there, they gotta like know that it's okay to be basic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're discriminating against
Exactly.
basicness.
And I have not stopped saying you're basic forever now,
Yeah.
and so now we can say it is a good thing, clearly,
And-
because
Yes.
the show is
And,
established
and
that.
again, credit to that random gay dude at the Beyonce concert who inspired it
Oh
for
my
the writers.
god,
Yay.
yes. Thank you very much, whoever you are.
I wanted to specifically say something about Jason, and like he loves pricing art, which made me think like, oh, he's a real concrete thinker. Like he just wants hard numbers and like nothing abstract. And so of course the thing he loves about art is being able to put a dollar value. And Janet's like loves being useful and knowing everything.
She's all about the facts.
Yes! So she's like, fact, fact, fact. I mean, art prices can change a lot in a year, but that's still really good.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Nice.
Especially.
She's okay.
Also
And
boobs.
she's also the perfect driver.
Yes. Oh, the policeman wanted to stop you so they can tell you that you're the best driver.
Because if it would happen to anyone, it would happen
It
to
would
Janet.
happen to Janet. Oh my god, so incredible.
That's awesome.
That could be, like, if they need money and they run out of, like, locations of ancient buried treasure, then she could just be an Uber driver.
Yeah.
That's such
So
a good.
true.
Oh my god, yes, they probably could totally just go find treasure.
Yeah.
She knows where everything's buried. She could find dinosaurs.
Guys.
She could find Atlantis.
Guys, she wins them lotto money.
I know, I'm
And
just
Yeah,
like,
but,
we know.
but
All
only
the
scratchies that have already been printed, because that's all she knows.
Yeah.
True.
So that's why she could do it right away, but she can't do it necessarily in 3 years' time, because then they'll have printed up a whole bunch of new scratchies.
Yeah, but she could also just invent something and
Yeah.
become.
Yeah.
I mean, she made
Michael.
that. Okay, I wasn't here last week, so
Yes.
I do have a
You
couple
missed
of notes.
out. On a few
Okay,
things.
yeah,
Should
it-
we do a section
Now,
of what?
yeah, now
what-
it's time for Soly's notes from the episodes she missed.
No, okay. So last week she made a virtual reality thing like that, I'm like, wait, okay, so are we just allowed to have magic now? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, I love the fact that we still had, like, some type of magical element that we got from the other 2 seasons in the real world.
Yeah.
Because how else are we going to get that? We can't get that here.
Well,
I
like,
would have loved to see
think,
Except for with Janet.
yeah, I think they did like explain it in the podcast that was like their like infinity thing.
Yeah.
Like, they can do anything they want, and like it's within the realm of possibility.
I guess.
Yeah.
And it was, I was like, oh, this is basically just another, like, neighborhood type simulation thing. You can try anything out in here and reset. Are they going to use this in the future? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Continue.
Okay. I think I'm trying to understand my own notes. I still kind of don't understand why they were doing the lessons in the experiment. I know this is old, but like, if they're testing to see how their morals have changed after a near-death experience, why are they getting the lessons? Is it to see if they can learn to change? But you didn't take a baseline. Like, it's not an experiment. You didn't, like, try to teach them lessons before their near-death experience, so you can't compare.
Well, yeah, but also like you can't.
I know.
How would you find people?
I know, but I'm just saying that's a weird way to smush philosophy lessons into this plot, because I don't understand in the experiment scientifically, why was that part of the study?
I think what it probably is they've taken a baseline reading of their brain.
Yes.
After they've had the experiment, and they're probably going to try and bring in a whole bunch more people to just get as much of a baseline of like, here's a post life and death experience brain scan. Then they like start teaching them the lessons to see like how receptive they are to those lessons, as well as like how much those lessons allow them to change.
Yeah.
And then they can also go do a control experiment by teaching those lessons to just regular people on the street.
Yeah.
And so they could compare, did having a life and death experience make these people more receptive to it?
Okay, great.
That's my read of it.
No, that's perfect.
They have not, however, like stated anything
This is what they
approaching
were
that.
going to do that,
Especially for that whole second phase with the control group is very important.
Well, wasn't that what Simone's character was doing? Was that she was going to continue the experiment, and that was her, like...
So I think there's definitely room in the show for that to be the case.
Yeah. But as you've been studying psychology, you want to...
You're like, what is happening?
You're not demonstrating experimental control.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, and then I have a note from, I think, the first episode I missed, and I don't understand it, so I wonder if you can help me.
Go for it.
Why 20, the number, MIB, space, can? Why 20 MIB can?
What?
Why 20 MIB can?
I am so lost right now.
I know!
What are you talking about?
Wait, no, I think I know what I was saying. Why
Which
20
episode?
minutes
What episode?
can? Oh, it was the first episode I missed. I think it might have been Min. Why 20 minutes can? And can? Was there a can? Did anyone get trapped in a can?
No.
20. Did everyone go get a can of anything?
I feel like you might have just had a stroke.
No. Okay, this is what I think it is, and it leads into our wild speculation section. So I think the 20 minutes can must have been a really tiny moment where someone took 20 minutes to cab. Why 20 minutes cab? I think someone took 20 minutes.
That still doesn't mean anything.
No, it does to me. Why?
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Okay, I think there was a cab that took 20 minutes. I think there was a cab that took 20 minutes to come, and I was like, why is this cab taking so long? And it's related to my wild time travel, time distortion theory.
Okay, yes.
Oh, you're talking about when Chidi has his breakdown.
Yes!
And you were convinced, that, he was moving through time.
Yes!
Oh my god! Why are you talking about this? Why are we talking about this?
I still haven't given up. What about your wild theories? Have you
God.
Here's the
Soly!
theory. No, let me lay out the theory.
Soly!
Let me actually lay out the theory. The theory is that there's some sort of like interference from an alternate timeline / alternate dimension, and they erase Chidi's memories, or they put him in places where he needs to be for the plot to work. And we're gonna find that out at the end of season 3, and season 4 is gonna be like alternate reality / time travel.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
so it developed a little since the last time we talked.
Oh my god.
This is in the background of my mind. This is what I'm thinking about the whole time.
Wow.
If I'm wrong, it's fine.
Wow.
But if I'm right, I'm
Wow.
so happy.
Wow.
And these guys all have their own versions
Wow.
of wild
No, I genuinely.
background theory.
I don't think this is a theory. I think you're crazy.
Guys, let's hear what your great ideas, air quotes, are before you drag mine, okay?
My crazy fan theory is that they are going to bring in Stone Cold Steve Austin to be
No!
Eleanor's love interest. That's
Yeah.
what. That's
No,
why.
you said Simone was an angel. Is there still
No,
room
that
for
was-
her?
That was mine.
That was Anusha.
Yeah, that was
Anusha's
mine.
one.
That there have been characters throughout the season that are kind of come in and out
Yes.
that are like good place people.
I love it.
That
Oh.
was, yeah.
Remember?
Is Dave from The Good Place?
Maybe.
But
Which
he's
is why I'm like, guys, that was gonna be my theory. You ruined it.
Okay.
Ah!
So adding to my continuous crazy theory about this season, I think that just to catch you up, I believe that there have been characters put in place throughout this season, like Simone, who are actually good place people who are helping out each of our main 4 characters, cockroaches, to become better people and get into the good place.
Yes.
So this episode
So
round,
oh my God.
I think that Dave is part of that crew,
Yeah.
and he is helping out Eleanor and his mom and her mom, and like guys. Eleanor didn't actually need to do anything to help her mom out to be a good person.
Okay.
She was already doing that because Dave was there.
Okay, Kieran first.
Okay.
Go.
A, stop yelling.
Oh, fuck.
B,
Sorry, I got too excited.
your crazy theory has led me to a crazy theory that I think Soly has the exact same thought as me.
Go.
Which is that Dave, if he's from The Good Place, is doing the exact same thing that the Soul Squad is doing, and that maybe all these Good Place people are actually in almost the exact same situation and are trying to save other people, and so the Soul Squad is now doing exactly what we think those Good Place people are doing.
Interesting.
Yes. Like this is the change that they wanted to happen.
It's a chain. It's a linked chain
Chain.
that always results in people
Yes.
helping each other.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay,
Yes.
it sounded like that wasn't
Okay.
your theory.
That was not my theory. My theory, you're gonna get really mad at me.
Oh my God.
My theory is that your theory and my theory are totally compatible because the good place people could be time traveling
Oh my
and
God.
No,
alternate
no,
reality.
no. Do not sully my theory with your weird wackiness.
Do not
okay?
sully my theory.
Don't sully my sully.
Guys, don't use my name as a verb. That's really hurtful.
Don't sully my theory, okay?
Oh my God.
I will verb you as much as I want.
Oh no!
Verb
She will Anusha the heck out of you.
My rational mind does not agree.
To Anusha to drag someone by using their name as a verb.
This is the good word. Down, 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 down. So Megan Amram, who's one of the writers, she did Jeremy Bearimy.
Yeah.
I love her.
She has a web series
Does she?
called An Emmy for Megan,
Oh my god.
Oh.
which was that, like, because there's a category for like web series, and she like looked up all the things, all the criteria, and made a web series to meet it about her getting an Emmy.
Amazing.
And so it's all literally like about her mission to get an Emmy, and she brings in guest actors, and it's all heavily scripted because it needs to be scripted. And there's 6 episodes because you have to have a minimum of 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And there's one episode where she's like, "Hi, welcome to An Emmy for Megan. I've just realized that there's no minimum episode length. Good night."
Amazing. I like that. I really like that.
It's fantastic. You should watch it. And EmmyForMegan.com. She got nominated for the Emmy, but she did not win, unfortunately.
Aw, no
Hey,
justice
a
for Megan.
travesty.
She gets to be called Emmy nominated now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It worked.
amazing.
Please like and share this episode. You can find us on iTunes and SoundCloud, and you can email us on goodchatpod@gmail.com.
A big thank you to Jonathan Vanderhorn for composing our intro music.
You've been listening to The Good Chat. Go do something, chat!
Yay! Fade away, fade away, fade away, fade away.
Fade away,
Do the
sail
fade
away, sail away.